My dear friends, today I will be discussing about restrictive cardiomyopathy. Now, what is restrictive cardiomyopathy? The word restrictive means there is something restriction, and cardiomyopathy means defect in the heart muscle or pathology in the cardiac muscle. Now, restrictive cardiomyopathy means because of some pathology in the heart muscle, the ventricles cannot expand or cannot relax during the diastole of the heart. There is restriction in the diastolic expansion or diastolic relaxation of the heart. So especially ventricles, because of the various disease and causes like sarcoidosis, amyloidosis, Fabry's disease, Niemann-Pick's disease, and so on, because of other risk factors or causes, it affects the heart wall, and because of that the heart wall or musculature of the heart, especially of the right and left ventricle, become stiff and they cannot undergo relaxation. So there is a diastolic dysfunction of the heart, but contractility of heart is normal. The contractility of heart is normal and electrical capacity of the heart is also normal, but there is a diastolic expansion of the heart. That's why during the cardiac cycle the heart cannot undergo diastole properly, so there is poor filling of ventricles, and that's why there is a fall in end-diastolic volume, which results in the fall in cardiac output, and systemic manifestation of the disease occurs because of the fall in cardiac output with time. And gradually it has been seen that the heart muscle also loses its contractile quality, or pumping function of the heart is also lost over time and leads to heart failure. So restrictive cardiomyopathy is a type of cardiomyopathy which is because of the restriction in the diastolic expansion of the heart, and which leads to heart failure in future if it is not treated or intervened in right moment. So it is the least common type of cardiomyopathy out of the three important types of cardiomyopathy. It is the least common type, and it may be confused with constrictive pericarditis, but 2D echocardiography or 2D Doppler studies can differentiate between the constrictive cardiomyopathy and restrictive cardiomyopathy. It has several names like infiltrative cardiomyopathy, because various infiltrative disease like sarcoidosis, amyloidosis, scleroderma can cause this cardiomyopathy. So it is also called infiltrative cardiomyopathy, also known as constrictive cardiomyopathy, as well as obliterative cardiomyopathy. We should not differentiate. We must try to differentiate from constrictive cardiomyopathy, and we should not confuse between constrictive cardiomyopathy and constrictive pericarditis. So constrictive pericarditis is the pathology involving the pericardium of the heart, and which also involve or causes the diastolic dysfunction because of the constriction in the pericardial area or pathology of the pericardial area. The heart muscle cannot expand because of the pericardial inflammation or pathology in the pericardium, and ultimately there is a diastolic dysfunction in constrictive pericarditis also. But in constrictive cardiomyopathy, also known as restrictive cardiomyopathy, the difference is in the heart muscle wall, not in the pericardium. So in case of restrictive cardiomyopathy, also known as constrictive cardiomyopathy, there is a defect in the heart muscle wall. They cannot undergo relaxation or diastolic expansion because they become more stiff, and they lost its elastic or stretchability of the heart wall muscle is lost because of various pathology or because of various causes or etiology. Ultimately the heart muscle pumping capacity is present, but its stretchability of the heart is lost. That's why the heart muscle cannot undergo diastolic expansion, so ventricular filling is hampered, leading to the fall in end-diastolic volume, and that's why it will be cardiac stroke volume will be less, leading to the fall in cardiac output. So amount of blood coming out from the left ventricle is also less, and that's why the sign symptoms or manifestation of the disease will be presented accordingly. Gradually over time, the diastolic relaxation of the heart may also involve the systolic or pumping quality of heart, and gradually the heart become weak and and finally it leads to heart failure also. So restrictive cardiomyopathy, though start with a diastolic dysfunction, may ultimately involve the heart wall muscle and pumping capacity and may ultimately lower the systolic function and leading to heart failure also. So restrictive cardiomyopathy means is a type of cardiomyopathy where there is a restriction in the diastolic function or diastolic expansion of the heart during the diastole, and that's why there is a improper ventricular filling leading to the decrease in the cardiac output, and these disease or these cardiomyopathy ultimately leads to heart failure involving the systolic function in later parts of the future. If intervention or right treatment is not given, it may leads to heart failure in future. Now, what are the sign symptoms of constrictive cardiomyopathy or restrictive cardiomyopathy or RCM? Now, most important sign symptoms is exercise intolerance. The person become intolerant to exercise, means if they start doing exercise, they become dyspnea or shortness of breath will start on exercise initially or at early stage, but later on the shortness of breath or dyspnea may start even in resting condition also. So exercise intolerance may be the earliest sign symptoms. Then shortness of breath also may be there. Beside, fatigue may be there. The fatigue is because the heart muscle or the cardiac output is very much less, and that's why it is not enough to maintain the systemic circulation, so there is a sense of fatigue. Beside, there is more accumulation of less accumulation of blood in the ventricle, and ultimately jugular venous pressure may undergo distension. Beside, there may be peripheral edema because since cardiac output is less, so ultimately because of low cardiac output, angiotensin system may be stimulated, and that's why peripheral edema may be there. Beside, ascites may also be there. Ascites, arrhythmia, conduction block are also common. Arrhythmia is because of cardiac rhythm abnormality, and it may be also seen in case of restrictive cardiomyopathy. Besides, swelling of legs and feet, then weight gain, nausea, vomiting, fainting, chest pain are also seen. And palpitation once start, it indicates that arrhythmia has started as a complication of restrictive cardiomyopathy. So one of the most important sign and symptoms of restrictive cardiomyopathy is SOB on exercise as well as SOB at rest. So there is exercise intolerance, person cannot tolerate exercise. There is shortness of breath in doing exercise. Besides, there is fatigue, jugular venous distension, peripheral edema, ascites, conduction block, arrhythmia, and many other situations. So these are the various sign symptoms of restrictive cardiomyopathy.